Hey, this is CJ.
And I'm Reimy.
And you're listening to Jam Chats
on BYU Radio. Next up on Jam Chats, Kimberly Knighton.
Rather than go, your hands decide. Life is greater than just great things. You say I talk too much, but I speak for both of us. The words you never want to say.
Kimberly Knighton is a soulful singer-songwriter and pianist from Mesa, Arizona. Through releasing 3 albums and years of performing in Nashville, Kimberly brings a depth of emotion and musicality to every song.
Today we'll talk about pursuing dreams and how she's rediscovered herself postpartum. Get ready for some amazing music coming to you live on Jam Chats.
Thinking about our love is enough.
Kimberly, welcome to Jam Chats.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Kimberly, we have been looking forward to this episode for a long time because we've been big fans of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about yourself.
I was born in North Dakota, so you can say you've met someone that's actually lived there.
Mm.
And then we moved to Virginia when I was 12, so that's where I graduated high school. I'm the youngest of 5.
Oh, you're the baby.
I'm the baby.
You and Reimy.
So,
Let's go.
Okay. Are you spoiled?
Yeah, I am.
Me too.
Yep.
So Kimberly, tell us, when did music come into your life?
I mean, I played piano since I was little. I just always enjoyed it. I only took a few years of piano lessons because I was not a good student. I didn't enjoy the structure of piano lessons. I always loved to sing, and I was always making up songs, just little ditties on the piano. From the beginning, it was something that I felt like I needed to do. I really enjoyed doing. It was cathartic. It was very therapeutic. And so there would be days I would just come straight home from school, go down to my iMac back in the days and open the GarageBand app and I would just sing into my microphone because I got a microphone one Christmas. And so I wouldn't even talk to anybody and I would just do that. And that was my thing.
So that was high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened in your life?
Then I went off to college. I went to BYU and I did it was then called the Media Music program. I loved it. It was so great. I learned a lot about songwriting. And then I went off to Nashville, decided to do my internship there.
Oh, wow. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah. So I was just set on going to Nashville because people always talked about it being a great songwriter city. And in my mind, at that point, I was not interested in being a singer. I wanted to be a songwriter. And so my vision was, I'm going to go to Nashville, be a songwriter, and write for other people. And I moved to Nashville without an internship.
Wow.
I was that confident that I would figure it out.
What confidence was that to just move to Nashville?
Yeah.
Holy
Without
cow.
anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really wanted to do it. And I didn't have anybody tell me no. So I guess I just thought, yeah, why not? Sure, I'll do it.
What was your end goal? Like, what was success for you at that point?
Probably just getting somebody to cut my songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So did Nashville go as planned then?
No, it did not. I quickly just kind of got into the real life part of it. Like, oh, I still have to pay bills and I haven't cut any songs. So
was that a disappointment for you?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just assumed it would be really easy and it would just kind of land in my lap. You go and, you'll make it and it'll be fine. I would perform occasionally, writers' rounds and things, and I would write occasionally, but I didn't really set the stakes super high. I wasn't like, I'm going to give it this much time and then I'm leaving if it doesn't work. Because
your goal, you said you wanted to be a songwriter. It wasn't about getting signed or something like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think it's really fascinating that you were able to be okay changing your dreams. Do you feel like that was a big process for you, or was it just like, no, you know what? I'm going to go for something else.
Yeah, I feel like I was always pretty flexible. As long as music was still a part of my life, I didn't feel like I was going to be a disappointment or I was going to betray my dreams or anything. Because ultimately, the goal was I want to be married and have kids. That's like number one. So if music could be part of the equation, that's great. But I wasn't dead set on being music all day, everything. Yeah.
So before we jump into talking about being a mom, let's maybe hear some music.
Sure.
What's something off of your record that we can listen to?
Yeah, so I have a song called This Feeling, and Do you want to hear what it's about, or do you want?
Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Okay.
I mean, this wouldn't be jam chats. This would just be jam.
Let's chat about the jam.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, yeah, so I kind of wrote this about, the feeling of being in love and how it's not always an amazing feeling. But when you do have those amazing feelings, you feel like you can keep going when you might not have all the answers.
And this song is called This Feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it. Everybody, this is This Feeling by Kimberly Knighton. You're listening to Jam Chats on BYU Radio.
So much for the questions I've been asking in my mind all day. You walk through that door and my worries, they just fade away. I can't recall yesterday's disaster. Now you can't get me to your heart faster. 'Cause when I got this feeling, I know there's nothing you could say to make me lose this feeling. I think it's gonna be a loving you kind of day. So much for the breakdown. We've been wondering how this all shakes out. And I don't even know how. Boy, you changed me from the inside out. I'm feeling happily ever after. Now you can't get me to your heart faster. 'Cause when I got this feeling, I know there's nothing you could say to make me lose this feeling. I think it's gonna be a loving you kind of day. Mm-hmm. 'Cause when I got this feeling, no, there's nothing you could say to make me lose this feeling. I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a loving you kind of day. Ooh, this feeling. When I got this, oh, when I got this, when I got this, oh, when I got this feeling, got this feeling, when I got this feeling.
Oh, yeah, Kimberly, that's groovy.
Heck yeah.
I dig it.
Thanks.
So that was This Feeling off the album Worth the Wait
Mm-hmm.
by Kimberly Knighton. And she's here on Jam Chats with us today. And it's such a pleasure to have her here with us. We've been chatting and we've been jamming a little bit. Tell us about that album Worth the Wait. And why is it wait? Why is wait spelled not W-A-I-T?
Yeah, great question. So obviously a play on words.
Right.
My husband and I dated for 4 years, so it was literally wait, W-A-I-T. But wait also with just the heavier matters, as the ups and downs of life and seeing that other person through the ups and downs. And so it was both worth the time and both worth the weight of the situations of
The
life.
heaviness
Yeah,
of it.
the heaviness of life, yeah.
How'd you two meet?
It was funny because we were both living in Utah, so it wasn't like it was hard to meet people, but we had both been engaged before.
Oh, really?
And so we were pretty hesitant to
you
kind of
both
move
were
into.
engaged before.
Yes. So it was a process for me. I had to do a lot of just soul searching about what do I really want? And is this person who I really want? And if so, it's worth all of this. And that's how I felt at the end of the day, like he was worth it to me.
beautiful.
That is beautiful, Kimberly. Well, we can't have jam chats without you jamming live.
Okay.
So we want to get you on the piano. We've got this beautiful Steinway grand piano here. And what could you perform live for us?
I would like to perform a song called We Don't Have to Save the World.
Tell us about that song.
So before I got married, I was feeling a little bit down and out because I had expected my life to kind of go a certain way. I would be married and have kids by this point. I was 31 when I got married. So I believe I wrote this song when I was 30. So I was still dating my now husband. But I was just thinking about, what do I have to show for my last 30 years? It wasn't what I thought. And so this song is kind of about how can we make a difference without having all of the big milestones and feeling like we've really made, quote unquote, a difference in the world.
So I just turned 30 back in December. So this hits home for me. I'm excited to listen to this and unpack this a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go play.
Yeah, let's get you on.
Okay.
Everybody, this is Kimberly Knighton performing live We Don't Have to Save the World here on Jam Chats.
I've been searching sun up and sun down, looking for the reason I'm around. Sometimes it's like I'm losing precious ground if I still haven't found it. 'Cause I can see the mountains from my room. They remind me I've got things to do, and I could climb them high, but what good is that to you? I wanna make them move. Just to know we tried. We might not make the headlines or marquee signs. We don't have to save the world before we leave it. Just leave it better than we found it. And I'm not raising babies of my own, but I can help the ones around me grow. And you might need to hear you're beautiful, and I could tell you so. So maybe you and I will never know we were needed. Enough just to know we tried. We might not make the headlines or marquee signs, but we don't have to save the world before we leave it. Just leave it better than we found it. Just great things, and doing good is good enough. Oh, oh, oh. And I'll admit there's sorrow in my way, thinking about the things that I can't change. But in 100 years, I hope they'll say I helped my little world today. So maybe you and I will never know we were needed. Maybe it's enough just to know we tried. We might not make the headlines or marquee signs, Just leave it better than we found it. I'll leave it better than I found it.
Oh, chills, Kimberly. That's beautiful.
Kimberly, that just hits home for me. So you wrote this song when you were dating your husband. Tell us about the happy ending.
Yeah. So it was kind of crazy. We always joke. We got engaged April 2020.
Oh, no way.
And we had been planning. I mean, I had the ring, everything. We were just kind of waiting to get engaged. And so, of course, we waited till there was a global pandemic to get engaged.
Perfect time.
After 4 years of dating.
After 4 years. So we joke around and say, like, this is our punishment for waiting so long. Now we have to get married during COVID. But we just kind of decided, you know, who knows what's going to happen next? We don't know how long this is going to last. So let's just go ahead and get married. And so we ended up getting married in May of 2020. And it was a crazy time because we were still trying to figure out where we were going to do it, how many people we'd be allowed to have, the whole shebang.
This was deep in the heart of COVID.
It was, yes.
People were very nervous about gathering at all at that point.
Yep.
So how did it happen?
Yeah. So we were planning on getting married in the temple. You know, the temples were closed by the time our wedding was about to roll around, and it was crazy. I think it was maybe 2 weeks before our wedding date, we found out the temples had been reopened. They called me and they said, "You're the first person we're reaching out to. You can have your exact date back, your same time." And they said, the only catch is you can only have 6 people.
Oh.
And so I was so torn because I didn't know what I was going to do. We were kind of planning up to that point, I guess we'll just, you know, have a civil wedding and then go to the temple later. And so we just didn't really know what to do. And as I was looking back on kind of what I had envisioned my wedding looking like, obviously this was not going to be it, but I had always planned on getting married in the temple. And I said, if I have a chance to do that, I'm going to do that. So we decided to go ahead and just have our parents there. So it was just my husband's parents and my parents. And it was crazy. There was no one else in the building. We were the only ones there, except for the temple president and matron. And they went around and they were wiping off everything right after it. We were in the elevator, you know, pressing the button, wiping it right after. It was crazy.
Oh, no.
And it was wild. But we did have all of our friends and family outside with signs outside the temple after we came out. And it was strange. It was so weird.
But
Looking
not to be
back,
forgotten, though.
exactly. We'll have a good story for our kids to tell. But it was, you know, it was kind of one of those life lessons and learning moments, like what's really the most important to me.
Well, when you search Kimberly Knighton online, you can find this really cute video about your wedding.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I realized there were so many other couples that were going through this like we were. And I wrote a song about just not wanting to wait, saying like, we've waited this long. I don't want to go through COVID, however long it lasts, without being married. I don't want to wait that long. Who knows when it'll be over? So,
and also at that point, no one really did know when it was going to be over. If we remember, I know we all blocked it out, but if we remember it, I think that was the thing that was the hardest is people didn't know when this was going to end.
Right.
And so I could see that point of view now.
Yeah. So I wrote this song and recorded it in my closet, had somebody else produce it. I sent them the vocals.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Without Your Love. And the idea is I don't want to go home without you. I don't want to do this anymore without your love.
So let me introduce, well, actually, Kimberly, why don't you introduce this song for the listeners?
Okay. This is Without Your Love by Kimberly Knighton on Jam Chats.
Let them tell us that we're crazy, but I've been thinking lately, let's take a leap of faith. You see what I've been learning, when there's this kind of yearning, no reason we should wait, 'cause I don't wanna live without you, I don't wanna sleep without you, I don't wanna go home anymore without your love. We've been wishing and we've been praying, it's something inside me saying, home won't feel like home without your love. Times are so uncertain. We're confused and we're all hurting. But I find peace with you. I find peace with you. If this crazy world keeps turning, I know that when the fires start burning, together we'll get through. 'Cause I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna sleep without you. I don't wanna go home anymore without your love. We've been wishing and we've been praying. Something inside me saying home won't feel like home without your love. I don't wanna live without you. Don't wanna sleep without you. Don't wanna go home anymore without your love. We've been wishing and we've been praying. There's something inside me saying home won't feel like home without your love. I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna sleep without you. I don't wanna go home without your love. We've been wishing and we've been praying. There's something inside me saying home won't feel like home without your love.
Kimberly, that was so sweet. I think it's so fun. And like you said, it really brings a lot of warmth and I think a bittersweet feeling to such a horrible, rough time.
It was sweet, but also that's kind of a jam, Kimberly.
Thank you.
That chorus really sticks with you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, you're married at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
You made it through COVID.
Yeah.
On the other side. Then what happened in your life? What was the next chapter in your life after marriage?
So we got married in Utah and then we immediately moved out to Arizona. It was kind of a strange decision too, because it was during COVID. So there was no church happening. And so we didn't really have any way to make friends. I did have a sister that lived close, which was kind of why we chose there. My husband got a job at my brother-in-law's company and we'd been married about 6 months and we're like, maybe it's time to start our family, which is kind of crazy looking back and thinking that I'm like, that was not very much time. But I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll have a hard time having kids. I don't know. And so I ended up getting pregnant right away, still COVID. I'm approaching now having a baby.
Wow.
And my poor husband having to deal with like morning sickness, me kind of turning into a different person, basically. 6 months after we were married and just the craziness of being pregnant.
How did that change your relationship?
It definitely became more of I needed to be the person that was being served. And that was really interesting. I mean, I was making him go and get me Taco Bell at like 1 a.m.,
That's the best time to get Taco Bell, by the way. That's like the normal Taco Bell time, I think.
Right, exactly. That's when those cravings kick in. It's about 1 a.m. So, I mean, he was just having to kind of step into a different role and we'd never seen each other in those ways, So I always tell people like I was learning how to be married and I'm still learning how to be married because we had such a short amount of time, just us, like normal, being married.
Previously, you talked about all I want to do is be a mom. So tell me about that. At the beginning, was it everything you were looking for?
No, it was really hard. Just straight up, it was really hard. Of course, I loved the baby. He was so adorable and babies are amazing. I was not expecting the postpartum craziness.
Yeah.
And just the flux of hormones, depression, anxiety. And again, I was pretty alone at that point. Didn't really have many friends. It was tricky trying to navigate learning how to, again, like I said, still learning how to be a wife. And then now I'm a mom and I feel like I'm kind of doing it alone. So it was isolating, and it was not the picture that I had envisioned.
Yeah.
You were surviving.
I was surviving. Yeah.
Survival. Yeah,
Good way to
totally.
put it.
Totally.
When did music come back into your life?
After I had my next baby, I decided that teaching was too much mentally for me because I had 2 little kids now running around, so it was too hard. And so I actually got involved with a booking agency and decided that I was going to start performing on the weekends. And so now I perform at restaurants and resorts and stuff in Arizona.
Very nice. Very nice.
And that has really helped me a lot. It's helped my confidence a lot, helped me feel like I'm valued in a different way outside of my home. And the validation of getting tips. I don't think anybody talks about that, but there is that validation of like, okay, somebody appreciated me enough. They're never going to see me again, but they'll give me a 20 and it makes me feel happy, like valued in a different way. It sounds funny to say that, but it's
totally
what it
true.
is.
It's a huge confidence booster. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to hear some more music live here while we're in the studio with a great grand piano. And we've got Kimberly Knighton in the studio. So tell us about the next song that you want to play for us.
Yeah, so this is about kind of those conflicting feelings I was just talking about, the happy and the sad of being a mom and the transition for me personally. And I've talked to lots of moms who feel this way. And I heard this term before, it's not either or, it's both and. So it doesn't have to be I'm either happy being a mom or I'm sad being a mom. It can be both and. So that's what this song is about, is just kind of the change and feeling satisfied, but also completely not satisfied, and kind of that change happening. And I'm ever growing as a person. And this just sort of highlights where I'm at right now.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to relate to this song. So I'm excited to hear you.
Yeah, let's hear it. Everybody, this is Both And by Kimberly Knighton.
Performed live here on Jam Chats on BYU Radio.
Feels like home to me. Sitting here with our family, but I don't know why something still feels so incomplete. Feel the change, it comes every day, something new and beautiful, but I don't know why every moment feels exactly the same. And I don't wanna cry about this. I'm living dreams I never knew existed. But I don't wanna lie about this. The road's hard, it's strange, it's twisted. Than I've ever been, but days are slow here in the both end. I take a look at her. She's beautiful and unrecognizable. Baggy eyes, tiger stripes, hold me tight, but please let me go. I'm living dreams I never knew existed. But I don't wanna lie about this. The road's hard, it's strange, it's twisted. I'm more me than I've ever been, lonely with you in the both end. This is a dream, I thought I'd missed it. But I don't She's all gone, reborn, relisted. I'm more me than I've ever been, soul searching in the both hand.
Ooh, that one is heavy.
I love it.
Speaking of heavy, this should have gone on your first album.
I know, right? I wasn't married then or had kids.
So this song is all about finding your new identity. Tell me what it's been like, because you did the musician thing and then you did the mom thing. Tell me how it all has kind of come together for you.
Yeah, I think both things will always be part of me. And so I have to make time for both and figure out how to do both in order to feel really fulfilled. And I think about this all the time, that I've been told that I have gifts that I need to share. And that's been reiterated to me my whole life, whether it's through church or school or whatever. And people tell me, you need to make sure you're always sharing your talents and you're always doing this. And I remember that first little while after I had my son, I was just like, how am I going to do this? I feel like I have to have all my time open, my heart open to be able to have room for music. And so I felt really conflicted, like I'm never not going to have kids anymore. So how am I going to make room for this? Because I know it's important. I guess it's come together just out of necessity. Like I know that I have to keep doing it if I want to feel like I'm fulfilling that part of my purpose. And I guess being a mom doesn't have to be your only purpose. And for a long time, I thought once I was a mom, then I would feel very satisfied with that being my purpose.
What effect do you think your music has on your kids?
That's a funny question. My son hated when I sang to him. And I think he's just a very deeply feeling kid. And so when he heard me sing, it just made him feel a lot. And he didn't like it. So
yeah,
he would
because your music does, your music is quite emotional.
Yeah.
And I think the way you sing too brings emotion. I know when I hear your music, there's something about it that just really gets to me in a good way. Like it's healing and it's beautiful, but like there's a lot of emotion to it. And so wonder if that's how it, if that's why he doesn't want to hear his mom being emotional.
Yeah, we'll play. So I did an album of Disney covers, lullabies, and I played that for my son. I played a couple songs in the car for him one time just to see if he could recognize that it was me, because I didn't know if he would recognize it. He immediately started crying.
Oh.
Immediately. He said, Mom, I don't like this. Turn it off. And so it's funny, though, to see the difference between my two kids, because my daughter, she loves when I sing to her. She loves lullabies. She'll sit down at the piano and pretend to sing and play. She's not even 2 yet. And she just loves it. So I think it'll have a good effect on them eventually. I think it's good for them to see, like I want my kids to see that I'm doing something that I love, because I want them to know that they can do things that they love even after they have a family and their priorities might change. They still need to be a person who has a personality and has interests. And
for sure.
Totally.
And so I think that's important to me, to set an example for them.
Well, I guess this is a good time to ask this question. And I just want to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
What does music mean to you?
It's really just been a constant friend, I would say. I don't feel like I'm a very well-spoken person, but when I sing and when I play my songs, I feel like I can articulate what I really mean. I can meet someone for the first time, they'll listen to a song, and then we could talk afterwards and really connect. It's cool. Complete strangers can become friends through music.
Yeah. So speaking of music, we want to hear another one off an album or an EP. Yeah. What do you have for us?
So this song is called Fade Away, and I wrote this about a friend. I normally write songs about me, but I was very inspired by her situation. She was going through contemplating a breakup, and I just really felt for her in this moment. She was trying to decide if this was a good idea, and she felt like in her relationship that she was kind of slipping away from herself. She couldn't really remember who she was anymore in this relationship. And I just thought this would make a really great song. And I sat down one day and it all came out. I felt like I could relate in some ways. We can kind of get lost sometimes in our relationships and feel like we need to be everything for the other person. So this song is just about making sure that you're holding on to the parts of yourself that are important.
Well, let's hear it right now, guys.
Let's hear it.
This is Fade Away by Kimberly Knighton off the album Worth the Wait. You're listening to Jam Chats.
I am made of stone, steady to the bone. Some things they never change. So you played the part. You'd rather break my heart than let me stay this way. And when I hold my ground, you turn me upside down, down, down. And maybe there's an end to this. I took a swing, boy, I missed. I told myself, hold on another day. But if keeping you means losing me, that's someone I could never be. I loved you, no, that will never change. Forgive me, I can't stay, baby. I don't wanna fade away. You say I talk too much, but I speak for both of us. The words you never wanna say. And all I feel is shame. I start to take the blame. Will you just walk away? But I cannot be deceived. This woman isn't me, no, no. And maybe there's an end to this. I took a swing, boy, I missed. I told myself, hold on another day. But if keeping you means losing me, that's someone I could never be. I loved you, no, that will never change. Forgive me, I can't stay, baby. I don't wanna fade in the darkness, in the nothingness, into you, into you. So maybe there's an end to this. I took a swing, boy, I missed. I told myself, hold on another day. But if keeping you means losing me, there's someone I could never be. I loved you, no, that will never change. Forgive me, I can't stay, baby. I don't wanna fade. Forgive me, I can't stay, baby. I don't wanna fade. Forgive me, I can't stay, baby. I don't wanna fade away. Forgive me, I can't stay. I am made of stone, steady to the bone. Some things they never change.
Oh, yeah, Kimber. I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
snap to that one.
Go right
That's
ahead.
soulful.
So I got to
Snap.
ask, it seems like you kind of like seventh chords, you know, the kind of sultry kind of feel to it.
I've always been really kind of old-fashioned in my taste, my music taste, and my writing. I just gravitate towards older music. I love jazz standards. I love songs from the 70s, like Billy Joel, Elton John. They use a lot of those. And so I kind of mirror, subconsciously, I sort of mirror my writing after them.
So would you say then that major, minor, seventh chords are very festive?
Thanks, Reimy.
Did you see that on my Facebook?
Yes, I did.
Reimy, okay, I'll tell you something about Reimy. We got to guess.
You guys did some serious searching.
For
Digging.
future guests, don't ever put anything on the internet because Reimy will find it. He should be a private eye.
I can occasionally find some good things. Some other people a little trickier, but I did find
Oh,
a
that's
few gems.
hilarious. Oh,
Nice job, Kimberly.
thank you.
Yeah. Tell us, will you give a little background to everybody, at least why you said that and what you were thinking, the major, minor, seventh chords and stuff?
I don't know. I was probably in music theory in college, and we were learning about those, and I loved them.
Yeah.
And so I think that was pretty much the basis of it. And it was in the time of Facebook where you just post everything. And it says Kimberly Knighton, such and such and such. It wasn't like you say your whole status. It has Kimberly Knighton says this. So it just sounds even dumber, like when you read it like
Yeah.
that. So
That's when Facebook was fun.
That's when those were the good days. I feel the same way that I was kind of scrolling through my own Facebook feed. And it was the same kind of thing where it's like, oh, I don't even remember what I had. Like, oh, hot dogs are great or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
stupid stuff.
stupid.
Yeah.
But that's when social media was so much fun.
Yeah, my first Facebook status is eating spaghetti.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that still is my favorite status update I've ever done. Because I love spaghetti.
It's a true fact about you. Helps people know more about you.
Speaking of spaghetti, no, this is a bad transition.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
So, Kimberly, you've mentioned a few times that you go to church and that it seems like spirituality is kind of important to you. Will you maybe talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's always been important to me. It's always been a part of my life. I've always gone to church and had a relationship with God. And it's been interesting kind of over the years to see how it's evolved and changed as I've evolved and changed. And I always thought it would be the same. I just always thought I would be constant, always ever faithful. And it's been interesting to see just how, as I changed, my relationship with God has changed.
So how has spirituality influenced the way you write in your music?
I feel like for me, anytime I've written about something spiritual, it's been like, kind of like I've felt like a messenger or something for some type of message that I need to get out there. Like I'm channeling something, channeling the spirit or whatever. It's never really been something I've worked through. Like I've sat down and I've worked on this song. It's like, no, here's an idea. This came from God. You should write it. So I'll get those songs occasionally that happen. And I guess I know my limitations enough to know there's no way this could have come from me. The idea feels so out of my wheelhouse or just so out of nowhere that it seems like the only explanation would be that that's from God. Also, just the feeling that I get feels very like comforting and reassuring, like this is what you're supposed to do.
Why do you think God talks to songwriters?
That's a great question. I've never thought about that. I would say maybe we have a unique way of sharing and connecting with people. So if we do have something to share, maybe we would reach more people and reach it in a way that's more easy to receive.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think music has its own unique language that everybody, regardless of what language they speak or culture, whatever, everyone can still feel what music speaks to their heart. And so I think I think you're onto something.
Well, I know my favorite part about church is music.
Yeah.
The Christmas meeting and Easter when it's 95% music.
Yes.
I know that's when I really deeply feel the Spirit. I feel close to Jesus. And I think you're right, Reimy. I think it is its own language, and there's something special about music that brings out emotion. And I think your kids knew that and can feel that too. Isn't it funny how kids can feel that deeply?
They're so receptive. We actually went and saw a movie the other day, and there's a very tender song that they play in the movie, and my son he just started crying as the song was happening. And then it happened again in the credits with, like the pop version of the song. And it was completely different vibe, but he remembered from the movie and he just started crying again. Music really impacts him, and I think he does feel the Spirit through music.
And I know you've written a song that we'd love to have you perform, and it is about your spirituality. Or you told us it's about Jesus. Can you tell us about that song?
Yeah, so I think especially in the world today, I wrote this song a couple months ago, and I was feeling really kind of discouraged with where I'm at. Like, I should be doing better. I should know more by now about Jesus, about the scriptures, about everything. I should be doing a better job loving my neighbor. And I was just kind of going through this whole thing. And so it kind of feels like a little bit of a journal entry just about where I'm at with my relationship with Jesus. And I feel like the main theme of this song is that I want to be more like Jesus. The song goes, when I see Jesus, I want to see him in me. And so it's sort of kind of a reprimand of myself. Like, these are the ways I need to do better, but also look at how amazing Jesus has been in my life and the grace that he's given me, so that when I do make mistakes and I'm not as good as I think I should be, he's there for me and is willing to take me as I am.
That's really beautiful.
So let's have you play this for us. We'd love to hear it.
Okay. All right. This song is called I See Jesus. He never asked me to run. He simply said, come follow me. But time's a thief, and distraction makes the path too hard to see. His way is peace, but in the chaos, am I ever on my knees? Too overwhelmed by all the things that I should do. Are they making me who I want to be, so that I see Jesus? I want to see him in me. He doesn't need me to know. He simply said, go feed my sheep. But I get lost in the proof of right or wrong, my unbelief. At the end of the day, when I sit down and I think of all the ways I could have loved, how I should have been a friend, stop to lend a hand to one in need. Did they see Jesus? I want to see him in me. He's in my soul, but I'm weak and I forget that he's telling me to let the rest go. He didn't tell me to worry. He simply said, lay your burden at my feet. But life gets heavy, and I think that I can do it on my own. And in my pain, I think of what he did for me that day. A debt I cannot pay. When he bore the cross for me, in humility, he took it all away. That's how I see Jesus. I want to see him in me. He's in my soul, but sometimes I get confused. When I look around, to whom shall I go? When I rise to the heavens and I see his holy face, I'll remember
all the times he saved my life with his grace. So overcome by his love for the 99 and the one, to think it's me he gladly gathered in. In spite of all my sin, how could it be that I'll see Jesus when I see Jesus? I wanna see him in me.
Wow, Kimberly, that was beautiful.
I turned over to Reimy and I said, look, I've got chills. For those who believe in Jesus, that is a deeply beautiful and stirring song. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Well, I don't know how we could improve on that.
I know. That's what I'm like, okay, where do we go from here?
That was like the benediction for this podcast episode. Kimberly, it's been so great.
Kimberly, it's such a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
To have you on this
Thanks
episode.
for having me.
You're welcome. What's next for you, and how can people get a hold of you?
I'm just going to keep plugging away, just keep writing and performing on the weekends. And you can go to my website, kimberlyknightonmusic.com, and I usually have it listed where I'm playing.
That's great.
And then otherwise, I'm assuming you're just found at the regular music music providers, music service subscription,
everywhere, everywhere you listen. Yep.
Kimberly, this has just been amazing to have you on. And
such a pleasure.
Again, I don't know how we can do better than that. So I think we should just end this episode there.
Yep. I think we better just stop while we're at it.
Stop while we're ahead. Kimberly, thanks so much. Thanks for being on Jam Chats.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone, thanks for listening to Jam Chats. I'm Reimy.
And I'm CJ.
And I'm Kimberly Knighton.
Have a good night.